Lee,
Jack.
Monday, just me and you today.
Yeah, well, this week as well, yeah. We'll get vlog maybe, because only the two of us. We'll try and record enough footage for you guys. But yeah, tell us what's happening this week. So for me, it's going to be mainly DLC stuff. So the Colour Pixels DLC comes out this week. Still got some QA to finish up on that, because the levels are huge. And then everything else that goes along with that, to making sure achievements are working, all that good stuff as well. Then towards the end of the week, I want to make us on hexceed as well, get some more of those levels done, and actually get some good groundwork done on hexceed, because that's coming towards the end of the month, and I know that will catch up quite quickly if we don't get on top of that soon. So that'll be me. I think for Colour Pixels, not Colour Pixels, Skylets Ranch, you've got a couple more Skylets to finish up, haven't you? So you finished off the Mantry that you started last week. You've got the next one, the Red Panda, and then I think like 2 more after that. So you might even get them done this week, we'll see.
So it goes. Okay, so it's been a pretty interesting morning. Typical Rob, he's still doing a little bit of work on his day off, and I think he's concepting new ideas for a new game, which I think he's briefly mentioned in the past, which would be a sort of colouring pixels 3D using voxel art. And today he sort of tasked me to play around with a software called Cubicle, which essentially allows you to build voxel art out of cubes, sort of like a Minecraft style program. And so far it's actually going quite well. I think he's a bit concerned of how it will work, if it'll be easy to adjust to sort of modelling in this way. And so far I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like I say, it's definitely like playing Minecraft is probably the closest you'll probably get to it. But it's also making pixel art. So you can see here, this is sort of how I would typically draw pixel art anyway, but I'm just doing it in 3D. It's quite easy to do, so you can just essentially place blocks around and you fill them, or you can use sort of box tools where you can sort of make bigger selections like this. So it's quite a simple premise. It was definitely daunting when I first opened the program, different UI, different things like that, trying to sort stuff out. But once I sort of got the basics down, it didn't take long to model and texture this up. It only took about 20 minutes. As you can see here, I've also done a few levels more. So I've got a treasure chest here, which I'm really happy with. Oh, maybe not, hold on. So you can see I've got this treasure chest here as well, which is a bit more of a landscape-esque design, a bit of a small one. Again, sort of implementing a lot of what I've learned through colouring pixels and put it into this 3D software. So you can see I've got some gems down here, some coins, some rocks. And as for the last one, this one's probably the most daunting one, as Rob had this idea that you would essentially build smaller assets to build up a bigger level. So if I open this here, so you can see here, this is sort of a work in progress. It's not done, but each part of this sort of setup level will be separate. So imagine in colouring pixels where you do each level, this will work the same, but each level will build up a bigger design or a bigger scene. So the house here is separate. So I'm modelling this separately, and it's separate from the ground. And there's going to be a few extra things here as well, maybe like a well, maybe some animals, maybe, I don't know, a fishing rod, different things you'll build separately to build up the bigger design. So I'm going to keep working on this now, and hopefully the export goes well. If so, I'm sure Rob will be able to do something with these assets. Okay, so I managed to get done with the sort of voxel artwork for Rob, and I'll move back over to Skylets Ranch stuff. So you can see here I'm working on the new, what you would call it, a stingray, manta ray themed Skylet. Obviously it came along quite nicely. The texturing is now done. I did go off this variant here, which I really liked, the sort of luminescent green, but I've also mixed in a few extra bits of the purple from here and the patterns of the others. I think overall it's made a nice combination of a design. And at the minute I'm currently working on the rig, which I can quickly display here. I'm not sure why it's not appearing over the top of the mesh here. Let me quickly fix that. There we go. So the rig's coming along pretty nicely. Obviously I've built the entire thing, but I have noticed there's a few problems with the sort of weight painting here, which I really don't like. The tail seems to work fine, and there seems to be no deformation here. It seems to fold in pretty nicely, but as for the fins on the side, there's a lot of stuff going on at the back which I don't like. I think it's going to start stretching the mesh if I push it too far. So I'm going to touch up that area, and as well as the sort of ears. The ears are pulling on the head pattern here quite a lot. I don't really want it to affect the area around this bone. So there's a few little things I'm going to tweak up, but I've got a lot of the afternoon to get this fixed up, and hopefully either later on this afternoon or tomorrow morning I'll be able to start animating and get this little guy done. Okay, so this morning I did manage to get Ray done. All the animations have now been completed. Like I said yesterday, I was working on the rig, and I had a few little problems trying to get the wave painting working, but I managed to get it sorted, and I was able to capture that elegant movement that I wanted in Ray. So if I quickly show off some animations so you can sort of see the vibe that I'm going for. So especially in the special animation, you can see a lot of that sort of dynamic movement. So we'll go here. in this one. And I'll quickly put it onto timeline. There we go. There you go. So Ray sort of lifts off the floor and has a little look around there. But also whilst keeping the wings moving, I think it looks really nice. And I've also got the next animation. I'll keep switching this off. Switch over. There we go. And we'll go for maybe eat. I'm happy with eat as well. I made use out of those mandibles. Wait for it. There we go. But yeah, so that's pretty much Ray done now. I don't like showing off all the animations. I want to leave a little bit to surprise. But it's in Unity now, so when Rob comes back, it's another scanner for him to check through, along with the other, I think, 6 I've done. So as for now, I've actually decided to take a little break from the Skylets. I've done quite a lot back to back. So I thought I'd take a little break and work on the skybox whale that I've always been wanting to do for a while now. It's even on the box art in the background. If you look at the sky, you can see the whales in the background there. So I decided to start to get to work to model this big guy here. And the model's pretty much done. It went through a little bit of an iteration. There was a lot of less rocks. I didn't have these sort of what do you call these? Tendrils on the side. Gives it that sort of catfish whale look, I suppose. But overall, I'm really happy with the design, and now I'm just going through the process of UV unwrapping it, which is a bit of a pain because there's a lot of vertices that I need to cut down first. So I'm going to get this done, and then I will jump straight over to texturing him. Hopefully the texture will look pretty damn cool because it's going to be a bit of a bigger texture.
So yeah, it's been a day of just QA testing colour and pixels. You can see that I'm getting close towards the end now. There's only a couple of images left to go. But yeah, it's taken a very long time, and again, that's just because of the sheer size of the levels. But yeah, 4 or 5 left now, so it shouldn't take too much longer to get through it. And we'll be finishing up tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, which will be perfect timing for getting stuff for the achievements and everything else done as well. So yeah, nearly there. It's just taking much longer than normal.
Okay, so I've been working more on the skybox whale today. As you can see now, I've completely finished the texturing off. I did do a quick time lapse there, which I'm sure Lee will play over the top here. And the texturing came out a lot more ambitious than I thought. This is going to be a sort of background, it's not a skylet, a background creature that flies around in the skybox. So it was hard not to do more, but I think I'm quite happy with the amount that I've done. I think it sort of gives us the vibe of a bit of an older, larger creature. So I think I'm pretty damn happy with it. As for now, I'm just working on the rig. The rig does not need to be as advanced as the other Skylets, as the movement's going to be sort of casual, not too detailed. So it doesn't need to be because it's quite far away from the camera. So I'm going to get to work on this now. The rig is pretty much built. I just need to go in now and wave paint it very quickly and make some very subtle animations of this big guy swimming. I'm going to make 1 or 2 different animations. So that way it's in the background, it doesn't look too samey.
Just getting down to the last of the images here in colouring pixels realistic. I've gotten through all of them. Made some small changes here and there, but for this last picture, the graffiti image here, I'm thinking of trimming it down quite a lot. So this is the image, and as you can see, it's got like some of the colours. You've got the oranges, the dark blacks, and the whites. They're sort of like very dominant in the image and all over. And that's just causing it to be a bit frustrating to start playing because you're doing a number of colours for quite some time if you're playing them in order, which I know a lot of players do. So I'm going to try trimming it down to like this size, so we're getting rid of all of the more blank space at the top, I guess. That's just large shapes, and keeping the more interesting graffiti at the bottom. So I'm going to re-upload this picture with this size and give it a test, and then if that's good to go, that'll be the book ready to be pushed for achievements.
Okay, so the red panda is coming along really well, or as we call it now, I think it's Embry? What's it called? Embry the red panda. It's coming along really nicely. I really like the name too, sort of matches the sort of flame look that Embry has here. I'm really happy with the pattern work that I managed to get down as well. I'm not sure what came up with this. I was originally trying to do a moon on the head, not sure why, just I thought it might look cool, but I came up with this sort of new sort of icon, which I thought worked really well for both the belly and the head. So yeah, that's pretty much the texturing done, and honestly, I've jumped over straight to rigging animation, and that's also pretty much done as well. I'm in the process now of touching up some things. As you can see here, this is the run, as red pandas typically do run around. They have their hands in the air. Looks very happy. Looks like it's going to give you a hug. Also doing a fake sort of like monster scare scene from a classic horror movie, like a zombie. And but at the minute, I'm really not happy with the walk animation. It's sort of a reversed sort of situation here, where the run was easier than the walk. The walk just looks a bit sad. It looks a bit too slow and a bit too depressed, at being quite a grim word, but I don't really know how to touch it up really, because the run's so energetic, but the walk has to be the same speed. So it is going to have this slow movement, but I'm trying to find ways to make it look a bit more happy. So I'm going to spend a bit more time getting this animation done, but once this one's done, the Embry should be done.
So yeah, today I finished up doing the achievements. I've got a time lapse to show off making those. Been a little while since I made ones with large images, so a bit of compressing down for quite a few of those, but it still worked out quite nicely. All achievements are working as well, which is good. As well as that, we have the sale starting today as well. Yeah, so we got the sale as well, which started today, running for a week. And yeah, all the games are in the sale, including Sky Ranch for the first time. It's been a big Steam sale, but that's live now, and everything's on discount. So hopefully you pick up any DLC you want, because I see 20% off everything. It's a nice little saving. Yeah, today we've got a lot of gifts this morning. The Lucky Fate, as we're calling it, Rob set up a couple of weeks back. Obviously the one in Coloring Pixels has been active for a while now, but we've renamed it to Lucky Fate just so it's consistent across all our games. And yeah, Wooloop and Hexceed are both included in this now, so just for a week we have the seasonal effect running. Again, if you've played Coloring Pixels before, you'll be familiar with it, but if not, turn on seasonal effect and you get this nice green looking effect on the game, along with some clovers falling down as well. And as you see here on the other gifts, we have it on all the games as well. So, oh, where's that gone? There you go. Again, Hexceed and Coloring Pixels have had that previously, but now it's on Wooloop as well.
Okay, so I managed to wrap up Embry this morning fairly quickly, so I immediately started work on the last Skylet before I work on the Kickstarter Skylet, and this is a sort of axolotl themed Skylet, and this one didn't take too long to design, to be perfectly honest. I'd already had a sketch in my book that I'd already showed the guys I think it was a few weeks ago, which it seemed to like, so I sort of just jumped in immediately with this sort of axolotl-esque dragon serpent thing holding onto a bubble. And I really liked the sort of idea and the colour palette, so I've jumped straight over to modelling. And you can see here, I've got the model pretty much done too. The model didn't take too long either. It was a pretty much simple process of just modelling in the body and then making it mould around the sphere, which will obviously texture as a bubble. And overall, I'm pretty proud of this one. I really like it. It sort of looks like a dragon axolotl, which I was just saying earlier there. And I think it looks really cool in that way. It has that sort of Skylet-themed fantasy touch to it.
Jack.
Hello.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. All wrapped up for the week. Yeah, by the time this video comes out, Realistic 2 will be out for Coloring Pixels, so hopefully you guys all enjoying that. I know there's a Hexceed DLC that Lee's been hard at work on, so hopefully, I'm assuming the store page will be out?
Yeah,
the store page will be out and it'll be coming out at some point. As for the other DLCs, I don't really know. For the next Coloring Pixels DLC, Pastels has been in the poll, so maybe the Pastel store page will be out. Have a look if it is. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Thank you to all our Patreon members or Discord members, all the people who watch YouTube videos, join the streams. Thank you to everyone. And happy birthday, it'll be Lee's birthday, so happy birthday.
Thanks.